rocking.
Hello.
What?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello. I'm here. Ben Pack is here.
Hello.
Hi. How are things going over there? How's the bee doing behind you?
The bee is doing well. You know, it's been through a couple houses now. It's kind of like on an island. I'm on island time when I'm by this bee.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what that means.
Does that mean you're high on drugs?
Aloha. That means yes and no.
Oh fuck, man! I thought I had you, but now I don't know.
Stick it up, yeah.
We're here with the after show. Welcome in, everybody. We're gonna try to do calls this week. We've got some ideas about how to do voicemail. It involves me setting up voice meter finally, and that's a whole thing. But we're here to take your calls via Discord. There's information about a Discord server you can join over underneath the video window. So if you got Discord installed, you can join that for your chance to get in. And then also we're going to take questions from the chat. There's an Ask a Question button at the top. You can click that and ask a question, like Splodge did here, who says Soldat is on Steam. That's great. Soldat is launched on Steam. Soldat's a great game. That's what
Soldat?
Soldat is like a side-scrolling 2D Counter-Strike, I guess, in some ways. Except you have a jetpack. So it's like a side-scrolling shooter, more or less. You use the mouse to aim the shots around your character and can shoot stuff. It's real good. It's real old. Apparently there's a Soldat 2 in development, but that might not be the same devs. I don't know what the deal is. But that's the actual question. What's going to happen to the XFL is just fucked now. It was already fucked.
It was already probably some weird tax loophole.
Shots fired. Yeah. It was already probably some kind of weird nightmare. But yeah. Amor714 says, I watched a documentary on the N64 DD yesterday on YouTube. What's the strangest peripheral you own? You got anything weird? Any weird video game stuff?
I mean, it's not that strange, but I definitely still have like my Mario DDR mat.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like the Donkey Kong bongos. It's all like since I grew up with just all Nintendo consoles. You know, I got some old like first gen Mad Catz control. I have like a first run Mad Catz Mac controller that sucks a tremendous amount of ass.
Bet. Yeah, I have a one-handed PlayStation controller.
Whoa!
That they put out. The idea being,
how does that work?
Well, you put the controller in one hand, and it's got like basically all the buttons you need, kind of around what your thumb could reach, and a D-pad. It's pre-analog stick. They marketed it primarily as a way for you to crank it to Japanese role-playing games specifically. They were like, here's a role-playing, it's a role-playing game controller. Not something you're going to play action games with, but you could probably, I wonder if anyone's ever, well, I guess all those require analog sticks now. I was going to say, is there a video out there of someone like finishing Demon's Souls with one of those or something dumb, but yeah, maybe not. Let's see here. How are you doing on the setup for some calls over there?
We're just about to go and
Great.
See if you can get one.
I love it.
Question.
Roan asks, "Are you excited to pay $60 for 2 nights of WrestleMania?" That's no one would do that. That's in a world where that's a streaming service that is available for free for new people and is like $10 a month at most. The idea of paying $60 for a wrestling pay-per-view in this day and age seems crazy, unless the show is really good, and it doesn't look like it's going to be really good. Well, I don't know. They already taped it. They taped WrestleMania. There's a lot of stories swimming around underneath the surface about supposedly some wrestlers maybe came to work sick, and now there's a couple on quarantine and stuff like that, and all kinds of weird.
I imagine anything that involves like a locker room. Yeah. A common, like a gym area or something is going to be rough.
Yeah, I would think, especially when you have like one of your top stars is a guy that has recovered from leukemia. Like,
Oh yeah,
maybe don't put him in harm's way. So he is not performing on the show, as I understand it.
and I don't know all the details, but I've heard that the healthcare practices aren't necessarily benevolent from the WWE for their entertainers.
Yeah!
It's I don't know. They put people through some kind of rigorous testing and stuff like that. You know, like they have a wellness policy and all that other stuff that that does some sort of stuff. But I can't really speak to the efficacy of those policies because they seem primarily there to stop people from using steroids or other drugs.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Well, what I do know
Uh-huh.
is we have someone here with us who's muted themselves, but maybe
Okay.
they'll unmute
Yeah,
themselves.
they've unmuted.
And be here
Now I'm going to
in
unmute
Discord.
them, and then we're going to try to talk to them.
In Discord.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Long Island, New York.
Hey, Peter. What's going on? What's on your mind?
So the question that I had was regarding Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
One common complaint that I've seen online about Doom Eternal is that the systems, including combat and upgrades, are to some people considered over-designed and add a lot of complexity that reduces people's enjoyment of the game. And regardless of your opinion on that, can you think of games that maybe had too many things going on at once and would be better off having a reduction in systems or mechanics?
Huh. That's a good question. I feel like it's like a death by a million menus or something, like the Doom situation, especially being like you've got 3 different, or it was 2 or 3 different types of trees or whatever. But I for me, like it's like Warframe is one where it's like, what am I leveling up and why? I'm leveling up the guns, I'm leveling up the frames. Like I'm never quite sure what I should be working on. And that's something that I think if you were playing Warframe more frequently, obviously that stuff's not entirely out of reach. It's not impossible, but that's one like that is overwhelming to look at as someone who doesn't play a lot of that game.
I mean, Dota is the same way. Like,
sure, yeah.
Especially when you get into stuff like different, like item progression alone, I know is a common sticking point for new players of just like, I don't know what items to get. And then like there was secret shops, which is a whole nother thing of just like, oh, I can't get all the items at the thing.
But like at the same time, I'm not sure in either of those cases would those be things that I would want reduced. I think they could be explained better.
Yes.
But reduced might not be the way. I might say Path of Exile on that same list of like looking at it, you're like, what the why did this really need to be this way? And the answer is maybe it did. Peas Machine in the chat says Wolcen is similar with like skill leveling and a sphere grid and that sort of stuff. Like Wolcen was definitely one where like I leveled up for the first time. I was like, oh shit. Like it's like Path of Exile all over again. What am I even doing? And so that's definitely on that list. I think the thing with Doom is like, could you take those same abilities and perks that you get and find a cleaner way to present them than like, well, this one's in a circle and the items you want are around the outside edge. And then this one, you're picking things on the left or right of a thing. And if you pick both, you get the thing in the middle. And then the weapons are like, you pick the top thing or the bottom thing. And then it branches off from there over to more things you get. And when you get those, you unlock a mastery challenge. So it's like this weird left to right and then this circle and then this top to bottom or it just, and then the grid of 9 perks, like there's just a design, like the design choices made around that. I think any one of them looks fine, but if they had just stuck to 1 or 2 of them and said like, hey, here's a smoother way for you to equip this stuff, I just think that would have been better for every player.
I'm halfway through the game, and when I still will like I'll pick up a Sentinel battery, and I'll just have to kind of go through all of my menus to try and remember which upgrade tree the Sentinel battery goes into.
Yeah.
And then I find out it's not even any of them; it's something for the base.
Right, and then you open up your menu and it has like a free to play game list of currencies in the upper right corner when you go in there, and you're like, man, that's not what I want to see in a Doom game. So I think that's the big issue there. It's not necessarily that they have those systems and those add-ons, is that they could have just made all that stuff clearer, and I think that'd be something that would make it a tighter and better experience for everyone that plays that game. Yeah. Dan City asks, is acquiring all the songs for the stereo in Animal Crossing the new end game, like the NES games from the GameCube original or GameCube game? I always liked getting different music, but also I feel like there's usually like one or two songs that I want playing in my house, and so I try to get the
KK Ska.
Yeah.
And KK Ska.
Yeah. There's one other one. I can't remember the name of it now.
I haven't bought any of them. Do they just play in your house, or?
Well, you have to put them in a tape deck. You have to get a stereo or something. Okay. I don't know if it'll play, because I think your house comes with a radio, but I don't know if that radio will take the music or not. I haven't actually tried. I bought KKD&B. But okay, yeah, people in chat are saying it does not. So I guess I'll have to build one of those woodblock stereos if I want to listen to that hot shit. So people saying KK Bossa. I think KK. I need to find my 3DS and figure out which song was playing in that house, and then just go get that song, assuming it's in there. But yeah, if you put a stereo outside, animals sing along. That's kind of cool. M Short asks, have you ever solved a Rubik's Cube?
No, I wanted to. I bought one, and I was like, I'm going to figure out how to do this. And, I know you can go online and just like Google it, and there are ways to do it. There's strats, obviously, but I wanted to try and figure that out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave up because it was hard.
So we didn't have a Rubik's Cube. We had a bootleg Rubik's Cube called Le Cube, which is French for the cube.
Oh.
Yeah. And I solved that once when I was a kid. I actually spent, that was like when the Rubik's Cube craze started. It was getting hard to find original Rubik's Cubes, and so you had all these other ones, these bootleg knockoffs showing up in the marketplace. Le Cube had slightly different cube colors, if I remember correctly. But I did eventually.
It had le bleu, le red, le orange.
Yeah. Le fromage. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
We're also good to go on the Discord front.
Great. I love it. I'm going to go over here and hit this button, and then I'll say, hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Ben from Leeds, UK.
Hey, Ben. What's on your mind?
So I've been trying to get Ring Fit Adventure for a while now, kind of when this whole thing started unfurling, and you start hearing a lot of stories about, oh yeah, so it's getting sold out in some territories because people are isolating, and thought, okay, now's the time. I didn't pull the trigger, and now it's gotten really impossible to find it. So I'm just kind of wondering, when's Nintendo kind of going to pull the trigger and say, okay, Ring Fit Adventure, the game, is available for digital download, and now like you see a lot of third-party like Ring Fit like rings and leg straps coming out on eBay, whereas the actual official one is going for like £200 over here. I'm just wondering when they might pull the trigger. Do you think they would ever do that, or what?
I don't think so. I wonder, like I hadn't seen any third-party rings, but like there's electronics in the ring. Are they duplicating that too, or?
I hadn't seen a lot about it. It was just like, here is a ring that we have that kind of amalgamates what they're doing. I assume it has to work at some point because it has some positive reviews on eBay. So I assume some people have pulled the trigger on that one and not complained too much. So,
yeah, I could, maybe eventually they get to a point where the Nintendo is selling the Ring separately, but like that's not the part that's hard for them to make, I'm sure. So, so they're probably just expecting like, well, if you're going to buy this hardware, you might as well buy the game also because it's all a big hardware thing. Did they ever, because they never sold digital copies of Labo games, and that's a case where like, oh, you could just go get the cardboard yourself, right? And I don't think they ever did that. But yeah, if there ends up being a significant market for replacement rings or something, or in the third party stuff kind of catches on that way, maybe there could be a case for that. I feel like that it'd be. They wouldn't under normal circumstances, but because we're in such an unprecedented moment right now, I could see them maybe considering it. But I think it seems pretty unlikely. I bet manufacturing. Well, I shouldn't even say. I was going to say I bet manufacturing will not be too far off, and maybe they can get to a point where they're making them again without too much of a delay. But I guess no one knows with that stuff, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like there have been a couple cases where some of the third-party stuff just breaks almost immediately, so I can only assume they would have to kind of quote-unquote authorize being like, these third-party sellers are okay, but then that kind of opens up a whole thing.
Yeah, totally. Then it's like, well, if it's a third party of some renown, then they're going to be just using the same factory and supply line setup that Nintendo would, like a Mad Catz or somebody like that, so... they probably just end up in the exact same boat of like, well, they can't make them either. So if someone's going to make them, Nintendo can make them. So yeah, probably not is my guess. But yeah, we'll see. Good luck out there.
Well, yeah, thank you. Things are going not too badly over here.
Yeah,
could be going a lot worse. So
yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are. I was like, well, this could be a lot worse. It's definitely not the worst place to be, but it ain't great.
Right.
Yeah. I hope you guys are doing okay.
Yep. You too. Yeah. Hang in there. All right. Carpe DMT asks, is anyone else finding it hard to make time to play games? I hear all this stuff about people going like, oh, I've got so much time. all my laundry is done and put away for the first time. And I think maybe it's just, I think our specific situation here of having a 8-month-old baby that loves to go outside and do stuff and being like, oh, I don't really want to go out all that often, or ever. Like that's been, tricky. She's been adjusting to real food, and, that's been a process with, I don't mind telling you, some of the nastiest poop I've ever encountered.
Oh.
And I've encountered a lot of poop in my day, but wow.
Hey, I got a question. I've seen a lot of Twitter threads lately from people who are like posting videos of their cats being really pissed off that there's people around the house all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Have you run into any of that?
No, our cat situation is they've mostly been the cat's pretty much just laying down and sleeping and waiting for insulin. Oh. We're making the insulin last, so I'm giving the cat older insulin, and now it's just like I don't know how much I'm supposed to give her because it's supposed to be this number of units, but also it's a month and a half old, so I don't know what. Like, do I give her more or do I? So that's weird. We've got a fresh insulin that I haven't opened yet, but I don't know. When it comes time to get more insulin, will I be able to get more insulin? And it's cat insulin, so I feel bad about that because, like, obviously there are like plenty of humans that, have to worry about that as well. So the whole thing's just kind of ridiculous. But the word is to the insulin lasts about a month, and so we're going beyond that, and the cat has been okay. It's just a matter of like, okay, well, how long is that gonna be okay? People saying pet insulin seems to be widely available. Dog, this is insulin. I'm getting this from the people pharmacy. I'm going to the people pharmacy, and they're saying, "Oh, it's for a cat. You know this is $300, right?" And then me going like, "Yeah, just sell me the goddamn insulin." So.
Have you bought any like fun gear? I'm about to go ahead and pull the trigger. I've been eyeing them for a while on that Hori Split Pad Pro, the Diamond Ex Machina thing they made with the triggers and the shoulder buttons and everything.
Right. Yeah. No, I bought my replacement CPU cooler and thermal paste to make my computer go again. Before that, I bought this light that I can turn off from the tray on my computer because it's connected to Wi-Fi. That's very fancy.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Fun and functional.
Yeah. And I bought a tray for my laptop to lift it off my desk and put it at a decent height so I can see it a little bit better and have room under it for the soundboard, which I keep down here.
Luna! Drop it!
And
I want to buy bongos.
Yeah.
I want to buy like a real pair of bongo drums.
I bought, this is from before. This is from the before times. But I just bought, this was a $6 Amazon buy that I thought the baby would be into because she was into it in an episode of Baby Einstein. I bought a triangle.
Hey! Who needs a sound? Oh, that's loud.
Food's ready.
It's like that part of the King of the Hill theme song.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I got a lot of propane also. And I know what a JPEG is. There you go. That's the two King of the Hill things I'm aware of. But yeah, no other real gear. There was a while there that I was like, man, it'd be fun to just build a new PC through all this. I'm feeling like I'm getting to be about due. I got everything in this PC is fine. It's just the CPU, this 6700K is maybe getting up there. And so it's getting close, but maybe I'll wait for the next generation of AMD and see what's up there. But, kind of thinking maybe it's about time to take these parts and put them and basically just replace the motherboard, CPU, and RAM, and keep the graphics card, keep the hard drives, all that other stuff. And basically, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's time for a new hard drive. Maybe there'd be like faster hard drive options or something like that. I don't know. How about we take a call?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, how are you doing? I'm Marion. I'm calling from Ireland.
Hi, Ireland. Great, fantastic.
Ireland, great,
Cool.
fantastic.
You're bouncing back to us.
You're bouncing back to us.
Oh, sorry. 2 seconds.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm back. Sorry, my husband has to fix the voice meter because I have no idea.
The voice meter is a nightmare.
The voice meter is a nightmare.
We all know.
We all know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I'll just get my question out real quick. I saw a thread on Twitter yesterday about 4 games that would define you as a player. I saw Danny O'Dwyer and Drew and Alexis answered it, so I was just wondering what your answers would be.
Yeah, so I saw that. I'm gonna kick you. No offense.
All right, great.
I had some time to think about it. I saw that meme going around. I refuse to do a meme on Twitter. I've never have and I never will. But Super Mario World, number 1 with a bullet, easy. The first game I remember playing, got it for my 4th birthday. Play it every year. It's great. Street Fighter 4, first fighting game I really got into.
Mhm.
Love fighting games. It's like the one I put the most time to in college. Love it, love it. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. It's weird and quirky. It showed me that games can be more than just like, it plays fine, but it kind of really opened me up to like, oh, games can be weird and like Maybe I do like anime.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's bad. And then my fourth one, Punch Out, I think would probably have to be on there, even though that's recently bumped off my top 10 of all time.
You're talking NES, Nintendo ass Punch Out? Okay.
Yeah, because it was it's like, or no, you know what? Actually, I switched that to Tetris.
Yeah, it's Tetris.
Baby.
It's Tetris, baby.
Play Tetris. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's that's like just like the video says, just like play Tetris.mp4. I have that Third Strike. Like that Third Strike video got like weirdly hard to find. I know that dude was like looking for work or something and didn't want it out there, or is that what it was?
That's the story I heard.
Yeah, but I got that. I like last time I saw it posted to Twitter, I was like, I'm saving that shit because I know it's getting rare.
Just drop it in Infinite one day.
Yeah, you never know when you're. Yeah, that'll be an Infinite bumper one of these days.
Play Giant Bomb. It's a good website.
Yeah. Shit. No. Maybe. I don't know, I refuse to be defined by video games. But no, it's probably like I mean, it's probably NFL Blitz, just because became such. That's like in some ways my competitive peak of like game that I was like, man, I got damn good at this video game. Probably Mortal Kombat 2. That was the game that got me to stop going to school.
Yeah.
And then 3 would in a different way when I basically dropped out of college to go to an arcade convention. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like to me, that whole thing read a lot as like the like, hey, what's your favorite game of all time? And I'm just like, fucking, who knows? I don't even know at this point. Like, what's the?
I have a list of like 10 that I really like that I kind of update every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't pick, and then they're not like ranked or anything, but I couldn't pick one. But I think the idea of just like 4 games that kind of you can look at and understand what type of like video games you like to engage with is an interesting thought exercise.
Yeah, like I might put Smash TV on that list. But also like maybe RoboCop, the arcade game, you know, like I've been trying to think like games that I played through as a youth, like a ton of times, like even though I had to put quarters into them each time, I would kind of keep going back to them or whatever. But yeah, that RoboCop arcade game was real good. Cyberball was real good. Guitar Freaks.
Faceball.
Yes, Faceball, the ultimate first-person shooter. Faceball.
You see that Humble COVID bundle?
I didn't actually go look to see what was in it. I saw that it was going around.
It's a pretty good list. I mean, I'm just going to shout out a couple: Into the Breach, Undertale, Hollow Knight, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, Witness, Super Hot, Killing Floor, Sniper Elite 3, Darksiders 1, a couple Jackboxes, Worms. Like this is a bunch of Double Fine stuff. Pika Nico, World of Goo, VVV, Super Hexagon. Like the list just goes on and on. Only $30, and a huge chunk of it 100% goes to charity.
Cool. A lot of people in the chat saying they have all those games because they've all been in other bundles or there are a lot of different ways to get those games for basically $0. But hey, it's a good cause, so buy some keys.
And I have probably like I would say half of them, maybe more. But if you're looking to give money and also get a little kickback, you know,
wait, I get a kickback off it? All right, yeah.
The games.
Oh, okay, all right.
Games.
Okay. Red Horse Spirit says, what game would you like to see in a completely different style? For example, like a side-scrolling Call of Duty.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. What if Syndicate was a first-person shooter? Huh?
That would never work.
All right, well.
Like a Smash Brothers fighting game.
Oh, that'd be cool if they made that into a
Yeah.
fighting game. Yeah.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't. I'd do it to myself.
But like seriously though, if they took those characters and a lot of the concepts that those characters have and put it into a traditional fighting game, wouldn't that be fucking cool?
I guess. It's never gonna. Melee is just so damn good.
But it's not. But it's not though. What about it? What about the part where it's like a fun game for fucking around?
It can be that too.
Yeah.
In fact, last time we played, the group I play with, we don't meet so much these days anymore. But we started playing a bunch of the like invisible melee and super speedy melee and stuff, and that's fun.
Yeah, I feel like treating that game as like a party game or like, hey, we're getting together and having fun, and it has elements of fighting games in it. Like that to me makes total sense. It's just I don't know. I think the vibe around a lot of people, not everyone, obviously, but I think a lot of the people that take that stuff super seriously, it always just whatever. Obviously, I've made it pretty clear at this point. It's always just kind of rubbed me the wrong way about like, God, you just really know how to suck the fun out of a thing, don't you?
Somebody in chat just said Castlevania Spelunky. I think that's incredible. Ooh, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Someone here says, I think Jeff is criminally uninformed about this. I think you can go fuck yourself. How about that?
Go off. I agree with them, but go off. Real answer for that last question, I would love to see. Did you ever play? It was around for a little bit. It was like a Flash. It was a downloadable game, but it was basically a 2D TF2. Somebody will remember the name of it. But I would love to see something like that for Overwatch, just like some sort of, a little more simplified 2D, just game garrison. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I played, for someone who doesn't really like that type of class-based shooter very much, I played way more Overwatch than I thought I would have. As someone who's basically just like, I just don't like Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Like it's just not for me at all. Like just conceptually or whatever. And so, but I was surprised by how much Overwatch I ended up actually playing there for the first couple of months of it. And then eventually it was like, okay, I'm done with this, and uninstalled it and have not touched it since. We ran a stream and got the shit beat out of us. An Overwatch stream. And I literally uninstalled the day after that. It was like right before E3, I think. And we ran that stream, got fucked up. And just blown the fuck out all over the place. Just bad. And I was like, all right. Cool. That was the first time I played Overwatch in a while, and it was like, I was like, yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm done with Overwatch. I think this is the time to uninstall. So, yeah.
I got back into it, last year for a few months, and I keep thinking about potentially going back, but hearing about all of the ways Blizzard continues to update and try to fix the game.
Yeah.
Where they have added rigid role locks. They have a rotating ban list of certain characters. Like they keep trying to fix the game, but all I see are people complaining about their fixes.
But that's every game. That's any time, any patch ever. Like when was the last time you saw a Dota?
Oh yeah, no, Dota patches are great. People,
they're usually well received.
Okay. Well, I mean, hit and miss, obviously.
Yeah.
They get to the point where people are demanding them in memes.
I feel like the Call of Duty patch notes usually when I dip into that community, or go look at what's the Call of Duty subreddit think about this thing. It's always just people pissed. It doesn't matter what the thing is. It doesn't matter what they changed. I think Apex got some of that too, but there are definitely some Apex changes that I feel like were people going okay, yeah, no, that stuff's pretty, that's what the game needed. But yeah, I feel like anytime I look in to see what people that like identify as a Call of Duty player, they're like, I'm part of this community. Like what do those people think about what they're doing to the game? It's just this nonstop shitstorm. Whether it's Reddit or Twitter or just it's anywhere. I feel
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's the people. It's an unfortunate state of things where it's like, okay, the most influential people in the community are going to be the people who are, streaming the game for 8 hours a day.
Right.
And if they say they don't like something, which they might have legitimate reasons to not like it, or they might have reasons why, like, from a business standpoint, I remember one of the top Destiny streamers was out there really complaining about something about lack of content. And so obviously if you play the game 8 hours a day, every day for weeks at a time, you're going to start running into that. But then it trickles down to people who don't play nearly as much, but are like, yeah, the game's bad. It doesn't have enough comment, because they hear it from that streamer or whatever.
Yeah, that definitely does happen. Seeing people kind of pick up opinions that are not their own and run with them until it just kind of becomes the prevailing, or not, maybe not even prevailing, but like it starts getting around enough to where you're like, all right, is this a real thing? I think I didn't play all of the Destiny content that they've released, but I think for me it was more like they would update stuff and I would go like, that doesn't sound like it's interesting enough for me to come back to Destiny in a major way. So I would kind of jump in, collect my clan items, do a couple of things and go like, I don't know, this sundial doesn't really seem too great. G-Unit version 1 points out, it's another side effect of this. I see it a lot from Fortnite players, but also any tweet that Ed Boon ever makes, no matter what it's about, it's responded to by people saying like, put Melina in the game. And
you have time to tweet this, but not time to put my favorite character in the game.
Right.
A hypocrite much?
Like I feel like if you look, maybe I'm bad at business, but if I were an Ed Boon or someone that was in that type of position and that was the reaction I was getting to stuff, I would never do that.
Yeah.
In a million years. Maybe next game when you're going back to the drawing board and like, what do we want from characters? Maybe that would be a time for you to consider that. For people but just like DLC release, all this other stuff where people start making those. I feel like, no. Like these people have been so shitty about it that no, definitely not. And the thing you see on like people who work for Epic that are not even tweeting about Fortnite, that are not like an official like conduit for Fortnite information, getting like responses about like, well, when are you going to take out skill-based matchmaking? When are you going to do that? Hey, you need to nerf this. Shotguns are bad. Shotguns are great. Like all manner of bullshit about everything from skins to in-game stuff to whatever. Like Fallout Raven says, don't ask me for shit. The motto for all game devs. If more people learned from Harada.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as a like, I know not everyone thinks this way, but it would do a lot for the industry and a lot for people's reception to their fans and stuff if instead of, demanding certain things, you had faith in the creators that you like you had faith that they were working on stuff and that they were, people should be able to voice feedback. I'm not
absolutely
saying,
of course they should. Yes. Like, and I've certainly been like, man, I give Ed some good natured shit here and there about why isn't Stryker in this video game? But hey, not every game's going to have every character. All that sort of stuff, like stuff needs to change. So yeah, I think you're right. Like the idea that have a certain amount of faith, or there's always the opposite route of that, and just don't buy the product.
Yeah.
If they're not doing the thing that you want, if that's the thing to you is like, this game needs to have this character in it for me to engage with it, don't get it. Don't buy it. Don't give them the numbers that say we sold this many copies of the game and made this game the #2 best-selling game of the year or whatever. Or if you already bought it, if you already buyed it, fuck man, talking sucks. If you already bought it, don't play it. Move away from it. Do not be a daily number that they can count on with regards to engagement, and don't buy all the DLC. But if you're out there buying every single thing they're putting out, the fight passes and you know, like whatever DLC, and then also doing this, like, you're not sending a message to anyone. You're not doing anything. You're a statistic. You're a community manager going like, well, it seems like people want Melina. And then producers look at that going, all right, well, yeah, they still want Melina. Okay. And I don't know what that team does feedback wise. I just know some other teams are taking that stuff in mass. It's not like individual stuff. It's, you know, a community manager out there looking at the Twitter account and going back to the team with like, hey, I took the temperature of the community. They're still mad about something called skill-based matchmaking, and they want this character. And everyone goes like, yeah, we know that. And they probably have their reasons for not doing that or something. I don't know. Like that's always been the way that I think makes the most sense is that straight up just like, hey, don't play it. Cease engaging with that. Don't follow those Twitter accounts. Don't, you know, just peace out of that whole thing. And let them know that, like, if
read a book.
Yeah, if they're not doing the thing that you want, then then go away from the thing. Find something else. Go do something else. I think that's the. And well, whatever. We could get into another hour-long discussion about fandom and all that other stuff. Obviously, like that permeates anime, wrestling, that's everything. That's everything now. We as a people have ruined everything. I think that's going to do it for the show here. I think Jason's up next. He's going to jump in and stream some stuff. And then I think I'm back on tomorrow with some stuff. I kind of want to play some more PSO2. And it seems like a bad idea, but that's a game that has some problems and should be fixed. But I'm going to play it anyway because I'm okay with that. But I don't know. I also need to get out in the garage and clean a bunch of stuff up. So there's that stuff. When's your next? You got a next time you're going to be streaming here for people?
I'm definitely streaming Friday. Going to be playing some hard Mario levels. It'd be fun to pop in for a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then I'm working on another stream. Going to figure out if it's going. I want to stream some late night stuff for the folks who aren't generally able to catch us live. You know, people in the UK, there's people working all day.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm thinking of taking some longer chunks and doing some night streaming.
Nice. Streams after dark. I have to be quiet around here starting not too far off as the baby gets ready for bed and stuff. So it's been hard. Like, oh, I want to, maybe I'll just like do like a late night shift and realizing like, oh, I can't talk during any of those. So, but I've been getting on here and there and streaming some music or whatever, doing some other dumb shit, mostly just testing the soundboard out and making sure it's okay. It seems okay.
And we should mention next week, ideally, we're going to have a solution for voicemails. So give us a call at 707-EXIT-FLU.
Yes, 707-EXIT-FLU is the voicemail number. Call up and give us a... and then maybe a... after that. Or you could always call up and give us way...
Stick it up, yo! Yeah! Stick it up, yo! Yeah!
Fun, I can't hear you.
Stick it up, yo!
Son, where'd you find this?
What?
And that's going to do it for the show.
You're playing the outro music, right?
Yeah, I'm playing the official outro music of the show. I wouldn't dare disgrace this program with something like that. That would be that'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with the Bombcast and after show, all that other stuff. Call in, leave your voicemails. What are you gonna do about this Discord? You gonna leave it up or just shut it the fuck down?
I'm gonna leave this Discord up for now, and then if we figure out a better solution, we're gonna roll with it.
Okay.
So I don't know, hang out in there, post your favorite images.
Now you have to moderate it. Now you're a moderator.
Oh,
Congratulations.
no,
You started a Discord server and now you get all of the
Here, I'm going to go ahead and make you an admin.
responsibility of that. And I don't have any responsibility. That's not.
Okay, Jeff, you're an admin on the server.
Fuck,
Great.
shit. Fuck. All right, I'm going to just ban everybody.
A bunch of people joined in the last minute.
Damn it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here. Jason's up next. Stay tuned. And we'll see you next week. Bombcast after show, all that other shit. See ya.